The idea was that I was broken and it could be fixed.
This is Irene. By the age of 21, she'd gone through 5 exorcisms, some lasting several days.
I had Satan in me, basically. So the exorcisms were to cast these demons out.
I experienced a 9-hour day of prayer straight.
Glenn also had an exorcism, and it was for the same reason as Irene. They're both gay, and so is Bron.
I wanted the treatment to work, but it made me so sick and it made me scared of being me.
Conversion practices are designed to suppress or wipe out a person's sexual orientation or gender identity. Treatments can range from prayer to counselling to complete intervention.
I know every time I'd come out from the hypnotherapy, I would feel physically ill, like I wanted to vomit. I felt really broken and damaged, and that I didn't fit inside my skin.
I was treated as though I was a little subhuman, I suppose, and dirty and predatory.
It was 21 years that I had been pursuing these conversion practices, and I thought, I'm still gay.
Conversion treatment is based on the false premise that people can be made heterosexual. When that doesn't happen, it can leave people who undergo it feeling drained and confused.
Dealing with the guilt, the shame, the desire to, on your low days, to end it all.
I wanted to die.
I would rather have not existed than to be alive and to be queer.
The Tasmanian Law Reform Institute has been reviewing the state's laws for 20 years. Lately, it's been looking at conversion practices, and it's proposing big legal changes. It says there's plenty of evidence that conversion treatment leads to anxiety, depression, substance abuse, and suicide. Conversion practices have been banned in many countries around the world. In Australia, Queensland, the ACT and Victoria have also passed laws prohibiting it. South Australia and Western Australia have promised to, but not yet started the process. So, will it happen in Tasmania? Well, some say we shouldn't even consider closing that chapter.
I have people who come in and they think their life is this, and then they encounter something that shows them it doesn't have to be that. And so they do change, and their identity changes, I think, for the better. They would say for the better.
Andrew Corbett's been a Christian pastor in Tasmania for 27 years. He doesn't think conversion practices should be banned.
We as Christians who believe that people can change would be legally prohibited, in fact criminally prohibited, from even praying for someone who requests prayer to change.
But he says his church condemns physical and psychological abuse or emotional manipulation.
I would find this utterly bewildering if praying for someone was equated to the same level of abuse as deprivation and torture, which is some of the other examples on the extreme archaic end of conversion therapy.
A Tasmanian survey found 5% of the LGBTQIA+ community had undergone conversion practices. 97% had been told their sexuality or gender identity needed to be fixed. Equality activist Rodney Croom thinks conversion practices are barbaric.
When survivors tell me about some of the things they've gone through, including exorcisms, including being sent off to camps interstate where they're basically treated like prisoners, my first feeling is that we as a society have failed them.
The Law Reform Institute made 16 recommendations. They include changes to the Mental Health Act, the Civil Liability Act, the Anti-Discrimination Act, and to the Criminal Code.
If we delay on enacting a ban on conversion practices in Tasmania, the danger we face is that we become a haven for these kinds of practices, with people being sent here from interstate.
Absolutely. I think it's very ongoing.
If we change these laws in Tasmania to protect our people, I think that's justice.
I don't want anyone else to waste their life.
The criminality for me is really important for survivors. Something bad happened to you. We acknowledge it. It was wrong.
I'm shocked that this is still happening in my lifetime. It belongs in the dark ages.